Welcome to Mary's Pages. I'm Meredith, aka Mary, and I'm so glad you are able to join me today. This video is just a brief introduction to the channel with a little bit of my backstory. When I was growing up, story time was a big deal. I remember when I was about 5 and just learning to read. My mom would lay on my bed with me while I read to her. A few years later, she started reading The Secret Garden to me, and by the end of the first chapter, I was hooked. I snuck away with the book and finished it on my own. My parents started homeschooling us when I was 9, and even into our teens, part of our school day was Mom reading to us. She would almost inevitably fall asleep at some point while she was reading, so we'd sneak off and do our own thing until she woke up again. And sometimes my dad would read to us in the evenings after dinner as well. Nowadays, my husband and I have story time every day at bedtime. Sometimes he reads to me, and sometimes I read to him. Whenever I tell anyone about our story time, the response is always so overwhelmingly positive that I figured we could all use more story time in our lives, which is why I decided to start this channel. Story time isn't just for children. Stories bring us together. Stories teach us empathy and compassion. They broaden our worldview, and yes, some stories are almost purely for entertainment, but even those still have little lessons in them, whether it's showing us how to be in the world or how not to be. So, what will I be doing on this channel? To start with, I will be reading to you from older books that are out of copyright. Some of my favorites are from the 1800s and early 1900s. There are some real gems from this era that a lot of people may not be familiar with. Eventually, I'm hoping to include some of my own works, and then down the line, I may look into getting permission to read newer works as well. At this point, my plan is to post one chapter per week, and then compile those chapters into a playlist. Sorted out by which book they're from. As the channel develops, I would like to have multiple series going. Some ideas I'm playing with are things like Fairy Tale Friday, Short Story Saturday, Sci-Fi Sunday. There are really so many possibilities, and can you tell I like alliterations? The editorials and commentary will be kept to a minimum if they happen at all. I mostly just want to let the stories speak for themselves, although I am toying with the idea of putting out a short author bio alongside each book. This is not a book review channel, and this is not a book haul channel. While 90% of the content will probably be child safe, no guarantees, it is not specifically child oriented. So whether you're just wanting some cozy storytime vibes, or you're looking for some body doubling while you're working on a project, I invite you to join me on this journey. Today I'm going to leave you with a quote from one of my favorites, George MacDonald. He said, "I write not for children, but for the childlike, whether they be of 5, of 50, or of 75. Stay cozy, and I'll see you next time."